Hey kids, trying to adjust my unprofessional get up for videos. Someday I'll be a really cool girl. So normally I would never take a video of me in a sports bra. Usually I shower before I do a video. Well, that's not always true, because sometimes I've shot videos when I got home from work, but I don't give a flying fig because this is me and everyone knows that superficiality and the whole glamour thing, not my deal, not who I am. This is what I look like unshowered and after a workout. Hey, sweaty and looking a little pale, but that's okay. But I actually wanted to come on here and talk about that. I always do this like windshield wiper thing with my fingers. You know, so cute. Anywho, so I am trying to get back into working out. I think I've talked about this before. My first love was always fitness. I used to make fun of the yogis. I thought they were a joke, literally. I'm so sorry. I just didn't, I didn't get it and I was young. So I have chronic pain and I try not to let anything stop me in life. I'm that person that will like crawl on my hands and knees to get from point A to point B, need be. So, I did a little weight training today. I'm feeling good now. Tomorrow will be another story because that's the difficulty with the weight training for me is even though I keep the weights kind of low, it's not normal. How can I articulate this well? It's not like normal recovery pain. Like it can be agonizing pain where I'm completely dysfunctional and, almost feel like I can't get out of bed. So I have to be very mindful of how I work out. Today was a slightly longer workout than I would do, but I wanted to talk about recovery for chronic pain. And I also said that I would do a video on homeopathy. And it just so happens that recovery for me is more homeopathically aligned because I can't take a lot of stuff. So what is homeopathy? It is like cures like. I believe it was a German doctor, Hahnemann, who discovered that the law of similars. So you're giving yourself in very small dilutions exactly what's ailing you. So for example, oscillocostinum. So this is would be for flu, and I think I've given it to my kids for other things. I hyperreact to oscillocostinum. It is a blend of remedies, and so I'm just that sensitive that sometimes I just am better with a singular. But oscillocostinum I always keep on hold, especially when I have the kids. This is called bioplasma. It's actually, instead of like, and you can still do your minerals, your mineral powder. I do trace minerals. I do the 40,000 volts because it is lower in sodium. Be very mindful of that. I think a lot of people think automatically that they need salt. Always seems to be like the priority and the go-to for any kind of dehydration. That's actually inaccurate. I am way more magnesium and potassium deficient. So this is a little bit higher in potassium and lower in sodium. So I do better on the 40,000 volts, but then they have their regular trace minerals. They also make calcium and magnesium and a whole host of other products. I get no money from this. I do not represent these companies. Highlands is a phenomenal homeopathic company. If you have little yins, my kids were raised on Highlands products. I love them, especially for family and children. So bioplasma kind of works similarly. It's a lot of minerals and it's a blend. I believe there's 12 homeopathic remedies in this, and it's great for athletes and you can drop them in water. I think there's 6 of them in the package. I can't take all 6. Sometimes I'll pop a couple So this is another staple. If you're someone like me who's very sensitive and you have pain and you know that you need to move your body, we all need to move our body. And believe me, there was a time I couldn't get out of bed. Literally for a year, that's how sick I was. So I'm very in tune with my body. I know what I can and cannot do, and I stay, in my lane. So I'm never one to say like you shouldn't exercise if you have chronic pain. Some days my practice is deep breath work and a yin practice. Some days it's just like your regular hatha-based class, and I'll throw in some gentle strengthening because you can strengthen yourself gently. Today, I promised myself I wouldn't use my 15-pound weights. I'm very type A personality and I just want to go, and I know what I'm capable of, but my body just doesn't want to go there. So I stayed within the 5 to 10 pound range. So that's Bioplasma, which is a great product. Now I'll talk about single remedies, and this is the creme de la creme for so many things: bruising, pain, inflammation, muscle recovery. Surgeons are even recommending Arnica montana now before and after surgery. My kids were raised on Arnica. My daughter was a hardcore athlete. She would get an injury, and yes, I was that crazy annoying mom running onto the fields because I knew if I got the Arnica in immediately, it would bypass a lot of the swelling, bruising, inflammation, etc. She actually fell when she was younger. She's always my bruiser, like the boy I never had. And she had a hole in her chin. I kid you not, a hole. Ton of stitches. I pumped her with 3 things: Hypericum, which is St. John's wort. By the way, some of these are plant-based, so they're herbally aligned, and some are minerals. There's all different kinds of homeopathics. We get them from all different facets of life. Some are from oyster shells, like the calcareous. It's really cool. And I'm super nerdy about this. I love this stuff. If I had the time and money, I would totally become a homeopath. But I want to become everything because I get excited and passionate. It's like, look at that shiny object over there. Look at that shiny object over there. But I wouldn't have it any other way because at least I have passion and a thirst for life, right? I'm not a boring person. I just need to rein it in sometimes, rope myself in. So I gave Devin Hypericum, which is St. John's wort, which is an herb. I gave her calendula, which I've talked about before in a video extensively. It's not just great for burns and scrapes and cuts and wounds. It's also antibacterial and I believe even antiseptic. So I gave her that to prevent infection. And then I gave her a hell of a ton of Arnica montana. She got her stitches out like 4 days early. The surgeons were really impressed with her recovery. And I swear it was the homeopathics that I gave her. So this is Arnica. This is a 30X. So X's are more for acute and C's are more for chronic. I would say even like 30C and above is more like the chronic, emotional, that deep embedded pathology we all have. We all have that. And then the X's would be more acute and more for like the physical. So I actually wanted it in a 12X or a 6X and I could only find a 30X. So those are dilutions, X's and C's, and then there's LMs, I'm not going to go into all that. You can start succussing, there's liquids and all these things. Okay, so Arnica I take after a workout. I will take my minerals. I can't take a lot of other things. I'm on an extremely restricted diet, which is a whole nother video that I want to do because I can't stand being pigeonholed as a yoga teacher. I cannot stand somebody thinking that I'm a vegan and I'm all woohoo and namaste and running around chanting and burning incense all day. Like, no, I eat a hell of a ton of meat. My diet's predominantly meat. I'm pretty much on the carnivore diet. I'd actually say I'm on the lion's diet because it's mostly red meat. So there's that. I curse a lot. It's the sign of an intelligent person, and I'm gonna stick with that. And I curse when it's appropriate. Sometimes it slips out and then I have to apologize. It just, pops out of nowhere. But I know how to be professional and elegant and graceful. I promise you, it's there. It's the ballerina in me from back in the day when I was on the stage. And now I'm terrified. Oh my God, I'm terrified. It terrifies me. Anyway, that's a whole nother video. So you can also get arnica. Oh, and the company that I use for remedies, so I'm going to show you in a second. So these are homeopathic remedies. This is a boron case. It's a French company. So Hahnemann was German. Europeans know how to get people well. Americans, not so much. So this is a case. I have 2 of these that are full to the brim. Come to my witch kitchen, y'all. I'll get you well. And then this beauty is a case with sliding drawers. I have to get another one of these. You know, like the Young Living people who shoot videos of their like rack that they hung and all of their oils go really pretty in it. This is my version of that. So this is calendula gel. And then I use arnica ointment, and I'll put the arnica ointment because I get a lot of shoulder pain. So that's kind of where I'll put it. I think that's all I wanted to say. If you're someone who has chronic pain, I get you. Slow and steady wins the race. And I am so not that person. I am a very fast and furious and feisty kind of gal. And I make no apologies for that, but I've had to learn to slow down. And your body has innate wisdom and intelligence, and it is our job to listen. So I hope this was helpful. If there's any more questions or anybody wants another video to go a little bit deeper into homeopathics, it's an amazing practice. The dosing is pretty specific. You know, my homeopath will tell you, like, we do 30 Cs, and it's like 1 at a time. And 1 every few days. And if you feel good and you get results right away, you won't dose again until symptoms arise. If you take a homeopathic remedy and it's not working, you might dose a couple more times, but if it's not working, it's not working. You're not on the right remedy. And that's called like constitutional, classical homeopathy, where you have a constitution, we all have a constitution. Every ancient practice embodies this idea of having a constitution, whether it's Ayurveda, which is the sister science to yoga, or traditional Chinese medicine, it's all there. So, Boron's products will tell you take 5 at a time, like 3 times a day or something like that. I don't do that. I'm not telling you what to do, but I would say 1 at a time. The only time you rapid dose is for very acute situations. So, and I'm not a licensed homeopath. I forgot to say that. So if you think I'm full of crap and you don't want to listen to me, don't listen to me. I don't care. I'm not going to cry. My feelings aren't going to be hurt. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I've been practicing this forever. I've annoyed my kids with homeopathy forever. They still take remedies. Maybe next time I wasn't prepared, but I can go over like a little first aid kit. And yes, I do keep remedies and all of these, the calendula and the arnica cream and gel in my hiking backpack. Great first aid to have calendula, hypericum, arnica in pellet form. And then the gel is calendula. And it's very soothing. I think that's why they make it like a gel, kind of like an aloe gel. And then the arnica, I like the cream better, but I do think they make the gel. And you can even keep these nifty little bioplasma for hydration in your hiking backpack. So I'm really trying hard not to be all over the place. My brain works very fast. I'm very creative minded. I have like big ideas and then have a great difficult time in copy cutting and pasting, like chopping things down. So I am going to try to get better at being more linear. I think I don't know, with my videos, and keep them a little bit shorter. I'm trying, I promise, I'm trying. All right, lots of love.